Today we're going straight to the vault.
It's indeed ooky spooky gooky.
Me, 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 me. Me, 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 me. That's right, we are talking all about The Addams Family, which premiered in 1991.
What makes such an unsavory bunch of people, the Addams Family, so lovable, do you think?
Because they like to be bad and they're good at it.
The Addams Family was a supernatural black comedy film based on the characters from the cartoon created by Charles Addams. Wow, Addams. And the 1964 TV series, and it stars Angelica Huston, of course, as our Morticia, Raul Julia, Christopher Lloyd, and Halloween Queen, Christina Ricci.
I know what I'm doing.
Tim Burton was originally going to direct this movie, but then he passed on it, and then Barry Sonnenfeld ended up taking the job. This movie went through a troubled production. Like, it went $5 million over budget, ended up working out, like it made a ton of money. So in the last 3 months of their production, their director of photography quit, and then was replaced by this guy named Gail Tattersall. And then Gail was rushed to the hospital, which halted production again. And then the director himself took over cinematography while directing the film. But then there was more hiccups. Raul Julia popped a blood vessel in his eye, which made them halt again until he recovered. And then the director's wife became sick and they halted production again. Obviously, they eventually finished it, but that's a lot of halting of production.
Then also get this, Ash, when the movie was finally released, they got through all those bumps. The studio was immediately sued. So David Levy, who was the executive producer of the Addams Family TV show, said that they took way too many things directly from his TV shows and put it into the movie. Because they were trying to say at the time that this was an adaptation of the cartoon, but they took a lot of things that were strictly from the TV show, like the fact that Gomez loved blowing up toy trains, and Thing being a disembodied hand as opposed to just being like a normal background character. So Paramount and Levy ultimately settled outside of court, which we all know means he probably made bank. But you know what? This movie is a classic, and I cannot imagine it any other way, but it was almost very, very different. So Ash, who was almost cast in this movie?
When you look at Morticia, is there a certain celebrity that you maybe think of who is a famous singer? Yeah.
Cher.
So Cher wanted to play the role of Morticia, and Angelica Huston even said in an interview one time she would have expected the role to go to Cher, but it went to Angelica. But Cher was apparently a longtime fan of Morticia. And then I guess at one point, Olivia Hussey, who a lot of people know from that Romeo and Juliet movie, like the older one, she was originally also considered for the role of Morticia.
Interesting. Okay, I can see it because of the bone structure and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was Angelica's movie. But I liked the fact that the role of Fester was originally offered to Sir Anthony Hopkins.
But things change.
He actually passed on the movie so that he could do Silence of the Lambs. He went on, of course, to win the Oscar for his portrayal of Hannibal Lecter. So I think he made the right choice because our Fester was perfect.
Sweet Angelica Huston went through absolute hell to play Morticia. So it was decided that Morticia was going to have these like slanted upward eyes to give her the look that she has. And in order to achieve that, they put like an elastic strap on her that would like go to the back of her head. And then there was like, and was like glued to her temples. And then there was a second strap to kind of balance the rest of her face out and make like the bottom half of her face look how it did. These were like extremely uncomfortable and caused headaches if she wore them for too long. But then if she took them off, it was like a 3-hour process to put them back on. So she was just constantly going through the cost and effect of doing that. And then also on top of that, to get her like figure that she has, she wore a metal corset. A metal corset.
Nope. Like, whale boning corsets are already painful enough, but a metal corset, like, oh.
Yeah, and she also did things like getting like fake nails daily and neck tucks and all kinds of things to like pull her skin in certain ways to give the Morticia look.
Don't torture yourself, Gomez. That's my job.
There were days that were easier than other days, but all in all, I love the character, and when I love a character, in a way, I feel protected.
She looked incredible in that movie, though, so we got to give her props. The mamushka scene.
Mamushka!
When they're out dancing and playing with the knives was supposed to be an entire musical number. They were supposed to break out into a song about brotherly love, and when E.T. was on set, we actually got a little tease of what it was supposed to be before it was cut.
The brothers Karamazov and the German brothers Grimm. There's Orville Wright
And Wilbur.
Orville's nothing minus him. There's Smith brothers and the Marx brothers and the Ritz and the Brooks and the Mills brothers. The Everly Bly Solomon boys, the Nicholas Corsica brothers, and Dr. J's brothers. The fast stuff is tough. Let's try that again.
So originally in the script, they kind of like left it ambiguous as to whether or not Fester was really Fester Addams, but the actors all got so upset they wanted to know. So Christina Ricci, little girl at the time, led like an actors rebellion to go up to the writers and directors and being like, no, he cannot be an imposter. You can't let this be ambiguous. You have to say definitively that Fester was a long-lost member of the Addams family. And funny enough, the only person who did not care whether or not Fester was an actual member of the family was the actor who played him, Christopher Lloyd.
You are a fake.
So it was awarded Best Horror Film of the Year in 1991 by the Horror Hall of Fame. That's a good one. But also, Angelica Huston was nominated for a Golden Globe for Best Actress in 1992. For her performance as Morticia. She did not win, but she was nominated. Addams Family was nominated for Golden Globe. It was also nominated for an Oscar for costume design.
Uncle Knick-Knack's summer wardrobe. Uncle Knick-Knack.
Well, that does it for this spooky episode of Stream Queens, and we are dying to know which member of the Addams family is your favorite. Obviously, we like Wednesday, but let us know your thoughts.
I'm Morticia, my girl, and let us know what you'll be streaming this weekend. As always, use that hashtag Stream Queens, and we'll see you guys next time. Da-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na.
Da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na.